Permanent Secretary Nike, the former Vice President of Zimbabwe, Comrade Joyce Teorero Bamjuru, Nokwasai. The Minister of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises, Development, Honorable Dr. Stembiso Nyoni, Minister of Information and Broadcasting Services, Honorable Comrade Monica Mchangwa, Honorable Deputy Minister for Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, Honorable Jennifer Mhlangano, other Honorable Deputy Ministers and Ministers who might be here, the Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Dr. Mishek Banda, is represented by Deputy Chief Secretary, Reverend Paul Damasani, the African Union Commission Chairperson for Women, Peace and Security, Ms. Benita Diop, Secretary General of SADC Parliamentary Forum, Her Excellency Senkoma, Your High Excellency, the Ambassador of Ireland, senior government officials here present, other members of the SADC Parliamentary Forum who are here, women leaders and network, our Kenya National Chapter Team leader, Mrs. Sarah Mawoya, President of Women in Politics Forum, Women's Democracy Network Africa, Nigeria, Ms. Ebere Ifendu. Various political parties across the political divide here present. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's now an early evening. Early evening to you all. I have come to deliver the speech by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, who has been caught up by other unplanned events, and so I have come to represent you. So I shall, to the best of my knowledge, pass the message he wanted to give you. It gives me great pleasure to be at this high-level intergenerational dialogue on women's leadership and political participation, which is run under the theme Stimulating Intergenerational Dialogue and Solidarity Between the Generations, a Shared Responsibility. I would like to thank the chair of the African Women Leaders Network, Zimbabwe chapter, Honorable Dr. Stembiso Nyoni, and the Secretariat for organizing this event, which demonstrates a clear intent of effort to creating intergenerational collaboration in decision making. I also take this opportunity to express gratitude to United Nations Women Zimbabwe and the Africa Union and the Embassy of Ireland in South Africa, who have been supporting the Africa Women Leaders Network's Zimbabwe chapter since its launch in February 2020. The fact that the African Women Leaders Network seeks to enhance the leadership of African women in bringing transformative changes focusing on peace, security, and development in the continent is commendable. It is my hope that this initiative will provide a network of diverse groups of women who are not only solution-oriented, but can work together to advance the commitments for gender equality, equity, and support each other in their work on women leadership and in the governance space. Ladies and gentlemen, intergenerational partnerships improve communication and understanding between different generations, while at the same time sustaining values in society and at the same time allowing flexibility for change. They also allow for the introduction of young women to the political arena, improving mutual understanding between generations, and provide a platform for identifying new talent among young development practitioners and politicians. This will further ensure knowledge transfer to young generations. These partnerships also provide a platform for improving intergenerational equity and ensuring better outcomes for sustainable development, and through organizations such as the African Women Leaders Network, enable mobilization of new members and enhancing decision-making related to sustainability. It has been noted that matching senior and juniors for supporting of learning has demonstrated that both individuals learn from the process and that attitudes can shift for the better. Furthermore, values can be retained and passed down to younger generations, while fresh questions and solutions can encourage concrete actions. This, therefore, allows the development of new ideas, conduct with a new culture, strengthening of capabilities, new skills, working together on joint projects, and increase in the level of confidence. I am aware that the youth want their voices to be heard and to have a more direct impact on development of policy and other guiding frameworks that affect their issues. Yeah, this is quite correct, but it must be practiced with care. The last time, I don't know to who I was talking to, I said, there is a difference between the old when they are seated in the valley and the young is right on top of the mountain but the old sees what the young does not see. I think that was achievable. So, yes, we want the policies, we want to move that very fast, but we must always respect the older generation. The engagement by the youth should be understood in terms of intergenerational dialogue, collaboration, learning, and substantive decision, and that giving them autonomy to explore new ideas is vital for a progressive society. In this regard, my government has put in place various measures to promote intergenerational equity, including reserving seats for women and the youth in both parliament and local authorities. In pursuance of the objectives of Agenda 2063, my government, through our legal frameworks, values gender equality and equity in politics. Zimbabwe is signatory to many declarations aimed at increasing women's leadership and decision-making. Under my leadership, the Second Republic has extended provisions in the constitutions which provide a quota for 60 seats set aside for women for proportional representation in parliament. Furthermore, we have introduced a 30% women's quota at local government level. These positive developments, which counterbalance the constituents-based first-past the post-electoral system, which is viewed by some as highly competitive and not friendly to women. Tikati atanga kurova tambo ndiye awina, it means we are not going to be developing our women. That's why the president has said, let's take time to keep on helping each other so that no one is left behind. At the ministry level, it is commendable that the Minister of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development has developed a women in leadership and decision-making strategy which calls for the youth to be engaged in decision-making at all levels. Ladies and gentlemen, globally, it has been observed that when generations are brought together, it challenges the conventional approaches to governance and helps to build bridges between individuals of different generations from local to the national level. Therefore, more work must be undertaken to ensure that the needs of today are fulfilled without compromising the potential of tomorrow. From the oldest of us to the youngest, living tomorrow must mean that we all have to make sure that the future will turn out better than today. Whilst the gap between generations can sometimes seem to be larger than ever before, we have more to gain together in solidarity. Hence, the intergenerational dialogue, engagement between generations can be improved. It is my hope that this dialogue on women's political participation will be a learning process and tool which will bridge the intergenerational divide, including through harnessing the demographic dividend to foster learning, experience sharing, and mentorship on social and political leadership. It is heartening to see the formation and successes being scored by organizations such as Young Women for Economic Development and the Concord Young Women in Business, among others. I also reiterate the importance of having male gender champions in the women's movement. This is one of the fastest ways to change the narrative for women in all sectors. If you leave these young women, we have these young men in your organization, there will always be a fight to say, let's understand what they are trying to do. But you pull together with them, they will understand and give you more ideas. And together you share ideas. And together you then bring to the actuality of saying, when you are alone, you can run fast. But when we are together, we can go distances. A culture of positive masculinity should be encouraged at all levels, from the male leaders to the young boy across the social strata. On its part, my government is committed to the advancement of women issues and their inclusion in governance and political processes. With these remarks, I therefore declare the high-level intergenerational dialogue on women's political participation officially opened. God bless you. God bless Zimbabwe. I thank you.